Now I know you're rather excited to start modding Fallout New Vegas immediately, but please do listen to this intro, it's actually important. Because modding Fallout New Vegas is rather different to modding more modern games. Because Fallout New Vegas is such an old game. If you add too many high resolution textures or complex scripts, the game will just constantly lag and crash. It's a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up Fallout New Vegas for modding. Meaning most of the mods in today's video are performance fixes, script extenders, patches, and other mods required for the cooler mods to actually work in the first place. So this is the video you need to watch to lay the foundations for all those glorious mods. And we have an entire mod list and installation order for almost every Bethesda game on our website. But if you are new to modding, I highly recommend following this video step by step and not installing our whole mod list in one go, like I did when I was 15 years old. So subscribe with the bell icon if you want to stay up to date, or favorite this guide so you can use it as a reference. Now before you start, make sure that you have at least started Fallout New Vegas once since you installed it. As when you start it, it actually generates files that will later need to edit upon its first launch. Now I'm going to timestamp everything in this video and add an FAQ in the description if not on our website in case you have any questions. Now if you want a quick fix to make the game look pretty, I suggest watching my other part 1 video on installing just an ENB, which gives you a big graphical enhancement and it's much faster to do. But if you want to follow this video series and complete Fallout New Vegas mod list, you'll end up with the ultimate Fallout New Vegas modded experience with no stuttering, no gameplay lag or performance issues. So let us begin. Now before you install any mods, you need to make sure that your computer has all the appropriate files to run Fallout New Vegas, because it's such an old game. There's certain things we need to do to make sure the game is runnable and also moddable. And if you're new to modding, this may seem a little bit overwhelming, but do bear with me, it's actually very simple. You need to click the link in the description. That's going to take you to the official Microsoft website. And here we can download the Visual Studio C++, which ranges from 2015 all the way to 2019. Now you can see here there are 3 versions. We want specifically the 86 times or the 64 times version. Now if you don't know which version you need, the easiest way to check, find your local disk where you have Windows installed. And you'll basically see program files and it'll say times 86, which means I need the times 86 version. If you're running the 64-bit version of Windows, then you'll need the times 64 version. So I'm going to download the times 64 version by clicking on it. And as you can see, it will start downloading in the bottom left here. The other thing we need, you scroll down, is just here, the Visual Studio 2013 VC++ 12. If you click this top link just here, it will take you to another page. And then once again, if you scroll down, you need to basically find the right language version for your computer. Even though I'm in the UK, I'm using English United States, so I'm going to click on this link. And that's going to do another download just over here. Now the final thing we need, which you'll recognize if you're a gamer, is the latest version of DirectX End User Runtime Web Installer. There's also another link in the description for this page. So obviously you're going to want to choose the right language. I am using the English version, and then I'm just going to hit download. And you can see I've now got 3 different downloaded files just here. So I've put all these 3 files on the desktop so you guys can easily see them. And starting off, let's do the DirectX install. Just go ahead and double click it and say yes, and then say I accept. Next, untick install the Bing bar because obviously you don't want that crappy advertising. Press next, and then it will go ahead and install. It takes a little while to initialize, but after that it will start installing it. And then you can just press finish. Next, we're going to install the 64 version. Going to press agree and then click install like so, and then just say yes when it comes up. And again, it will take a while to initialize and then it will start installing. And then it will say you must restart your computer before you can use this software. For now, we're just going to close it and ignore it, and we're going to install the Redlist 64.exe. So agree to this and install, and then we can just do one restart after this to make sure both of these boxes are ticked. Setup successful, there we go. So now we've installed everything, we can actually go ahead and delete these .exe files because we don't need them anymore. And then just go ahead and restart your computer, and then you're ready to start modding. Now, before you start installing any mods, you need to know where your Fallout New Vegas game folder is. And the easiest way to do this is through Steam. Just find Fallout New Vegas, right click on it, and then go to Properties. And then you want to go over here to Local Files. And if you click Browse, it will then open the main folder for Fallout New Vegas. You can see the Fallout New Vegas launcher is just here, and if I go ahead and double click that, it will launch the game. This is the folder we're going to be installing all the mods in today's video within. So I'm going to put that over here, and then I'm going to open another folder with my downloads in it, and just put that next to it. So the first mod you're going to be installing, if you check the link in the description, is the Fallout New Vegas 4GB patcher. Now the reason you need this mod is it actually doubles the amount of RAM the game will use. If you don't use this, then the game will end up crashing whenever you start installing large texture mods or anything like that. So you really do require this to actually fully mod Fallout New Vegas. And installing it could not be any easier. All you need to do is go to the Nexus page, and you will need an account with the Nexus, which is completely free to actually download it. Navigate to the files just here, and then come to the Fallout New Vegas 4GB patch, and you need to manually download this. So just click Manual Download, and then I'm going to click on Slow Download, and you have to wait for a few seconds before you can download it if you're a free user. And then you can see it's downloaded on the bottom left here. So as you can see, it's now appeared in my download folder. Now, in order to extract pretty much all the mod files that we're going to be using in this video, we're going to need a program called WinRAR. You can also find this program linked down below in the description. If you go ahead and click Download WinRAR just here, and then you go and click the download button just here, you will download that as well. This is completely free, you never have to pay for it, it's just a free trial that infinitely goes on forever. Now to actually install WinRAR, just double click it and then it will just start installing. And then you can access the contents of this folder. But I'm going to go ahead and delete it because I've already installed it. So now we want to install the Fallout New Vegas 4GB patch. So all we need to do is double click on this file, and it's going to come up with this. And WinRAR will warn you that after 40 days your trial period will end, but it never does end. I've been using this program for over 10 years now, and that trial period is still going. So now we have access to the contents of this file. You can see the Fallout New Vegas patch file just here. So just right click this and then go to Copy File to Clipboard, like so. And then in your installation folder, where I showed you how to get here earlier, just paste it in here. And there you go. Now the Fallout New Vegas patch.exe is inside here. So the next thing to do is just double click it. And as you can see, it's now patching Fallout New Vegas.exe. And it will literally be instant. Fallout New Vegas is patched. Press any key to continue. And you're done. Now, one way you can double check that it's already patched is just double click it again and it will say Fallout New Vegas is already patched, so you're done. Now, before you go any further, I recommend double checking that you can actually launch the game. So there you go, the game launches absolutely fine and now we can quit out. We can also close this and you can delete this file now. We don't need that anymore. So the second mod we're going to be installing is the New Vegas Script Extender, NVSE, as it's also known. You can also find this page linked down below in the description, by the way. Now, what is the New Vegas Script Extender? Well, it's the most important, literally one of the most important foundation mods that you need to install, because a lot of other mods like animation mods, press mods and so on, all rely on the New Vegas script extender mod. So it is one of the most important mods that you will definitely need to download if you're downloading some of the more popular New Vegas mods. So to actually go ahead and download it, you need to download stable version 5.1b4 just here, the archived version. Make sure it's the stable version, just click it like so, and as you can see, it's now downloading. So as you guys can see, here is the folder, and once again, I'm just going to double click it. And now we're going to go ahead and open this NVSE 5.1 beta. So click on that, and you're basically just going to copy all these folders here at the bottom. Now, if you like, you can hold down Control and you can get rid of the text files, the ones that end in readme.txt and what's new.txt. You don't need those files. They're just like wasted space, really. And now we're going to right click on this and we're going to go copy file to clipboard. And then we're going to right click and paste those files into Fallout New Vegas folder like so. And that's it. We've now installed the Fallout New Vegas script extender. So we can close this and now we need to test it. And you'll notice there's a new file that's appeared called NVSE loader.exe. Now, it used to be that you'd have to launch Fallout New Vegas always using this file just here. And if you like, you can still do that. You can make a shortcut for it and everything. But since we already installed the Fallout New Vegas 4GB patcher, we can actually start the game using the Fallout New Vegas.exe. And it will just automatically start with the patch activated. So I double click that and there we go, the game's now launching. Now, in order to test if it's actually working, what you're going to want to do is open the console command menu. And to do that, you just need to press the key to the left of the number 1 button. And then a little sort of dash will pop up and you can actually start typing stuff in the bottom corner. So if you guys don't know where it is, I'll highlight it on the screen for you with a picture of a keyboard. And now you just want to type in get NVSE version and then press enter. And now it should come up with NVSE version 5. Now, obviously, if that doesn't come up, you've not installed it correctly, in which case you need to go back and rewatch it and make sure you copied all of the correct files over and didn't miss anything for some reason. But after you've done that, we can just go ahead and quit again. We don't need to actually jump into the game or anything. We know that's working. We've installed it correctly. So now you know you've installed it correctly, you can actually go ahead and delete this file too because we don't need it. Now, to make things easier in future when launching the game, I recommend you right click on the Fallout New Vegas launcher and then go ahead and send to desktop, create shortcut just here. And then what that will actually do is it will create a new shortcut version that's actually going to open the game with the Fallout New Vegas script extender actually active. So if you have that old version, go ahead and delete that. You don't want to use that anymore, and you don't want to launch the game from Steam either. You specifically want to launch it from this launcher that we just made. That's really important. And just so you guys know, if you also double click on the Fallout New Vegas, the old launcher, what you can actually do is you can still click on the options from here and you can change the graphics, just so you know you can still access that. Now, another minor tweak we can actually do with the Fallout New Vegas script extender is go ahead and make a new folder, like so. And we're just going to call this NVSE. And then we're going to double click on that folder to open it. And we're going to right click again and we're going to make a new text document just down here, as you guys can see. And then we're going to name this NVSE underscore config. And then you want to delete the .txt. And instead we want to name this .ini, like so. And then just click off it. And it will say, if you change the file name extension, the file might become unusable. Do you want to change it? Yes. And now we're going to double click on this. And it looks like a normal text document, but we can now actually input commands. So what we're going to do is you're going to check the description below, and I've actually copied in memory default heap initial all OCMB equals 400. I've copied this in the description below, and you're going to copy it into this document that you've just made. Now, the reason why we've done this is there's another mod that we're installing later that is going to use this information we've inputted here, and it's going to reduce the amount of crashes that we actually have in the game. So after you've saved that, exit out and go back to the Fallout New Vegas main folder, because you've got some other mods to actually install now. So in the next part of this video, we're going to start downloading some mods that are going to fix the performance issues in Fallout New Vegas and stop the game crashing, and also patch out a lot of the bugs that the game has. To do this next part of the video, we're going to need to download ourselves a mod manager. Now for this video, I am using the Vortex mod manager, which is the official Nexus mod manager. I will leave a link in the description that will take you directly to the download page for this on the Nexus mod site. So once you're here, just go to the files, and then you're just going to go ahead and manually download Vortex. You don't need the custom installation. Go and click on slow download, and then after a few seconds you can begin, and the vortex.exe will start downloading. Now once it's finished downloading, it will appear in your downloads, and you can just double click it and start installing it. If you want a full guide on how to install and set up the mod manager, I might do another video and link it down below, but it's fairly straightforward. Essentially, you're just going to go to games, and then it should be able to find Fallout New Vegas for you, or you can show it exactly where it is. The other thing I recommend you do though is go to settings, and then if you go over here to mods, you'll see that you can actually change where your mods are being stored. So mine is in my G drive in the Vortex mod section. Now also in Vortex, another little cool trick you can do is if you go over here to extensions, and then you actually search script, you'll see there's something called Script Extender Installer. Now we've already installed our script extension for Fallout New Vegas, but one of the really cool things about Vortex specifically is that it will automatically install it for you. Now if you check that the Script Extender Installer is enabled, if it's not enabled, make sure it is, and then you go back to games. If you actually start Fallout New Vegas while Vortex is installed now, it will actually come up with a notification asking you if you want to go ahead and install Fallout New Vegas Script Extender. And then if you come to the mod section, you'll actually find New Vegas Script Extender just here. And you can go ahead and make sure it's enabled. And essentially what that will do is it will install the script extender, which obviously we've already done, but it will also, if you double click it, it will tell you what version it is, and it will also keep it up to date for you, meaning you don't need to do anything else. So it's actually worth just doing anyway. Then we're going to click on downloads, and then we can go ahead and minimize this. So the first mod we're going to be downloading is one that fixes the stutter in Fallout New Vegas. You can see every few sort of steps, my game kind of like stutters a little bit. There's like a little bit of a frame drop sort of lag where just there. You guys see that? Like I can slow it down for you guys so you can actually see it, but what is it? There you go, you can see it just there. It kind of drops a frame every now and again, and we're going to be fixing that because to me, oh god, it's so annoying. And there's nothing you can do unless you use this mod to actually fix it. Whoa! That was a hell of a swing, Veronica. So the mod we need to fix this is called New Vegas Tick Fix. There is another mod called New Vegas Stutter Fix, but that mod doesn't really work with Windows 10, or at least I couldn't seem to get it to work. So instead, New Vegas Tick Fix is 100% working. It also allows me to play at 60 FPS, even though I'm on New Vegas. And it was actually updated a lot more recently on the 22nd of December 2020, not even a month ago. And this mod really does solve all your lag issues. Go into the Files section and then click Mod Manager Download. And it will warn you that you need additional files in this case. Now, firstly, you have the New Vegas script extender, which obviously we already installed in the video, so we've done that. And then there's two new files that we must install. Firstly, Visual C++ Redistributable 2019 x 86, and then press download and actually start downloading it and go for slow download like so. And you'll see it's downloading from Nexus on the bottom right here. Go back to the mod page and you'll see the new Vegas tick fix has now appeared. Now before you actually install it, I recommend restarting your PC to make sure everything takes effect. And then after you've restarted, you can go ahead and press enable, and then it will go ahead and install itself like so. And you're done. It's as simple as that. So now we're going to go ahead and start the game again and reload a save just to double check that this mod actually works. So as you can see, we are now back in Fallout New Vegas and we're testing out this mod, and as you can see, it is smooth gameplay. That is what smooth gameplay looks like. My god, we have fixed the infamous stutter issue, my friends. Now the next mod you're going to want to download, also linked below, is the UIO, User Interface Organizer. It sounds so boring, doesn't it? But this mod, honestly, so many other mods on the Nexus that you'll love rely on this mod, doing a ridiculous amount of background management and maintaining all the UI HUD extensions that are added to the game by various mods that we'll be using. For example, to give you guys an idea, this over here is the Fallout character overhaul. And it basically gives all of the NPCs in the game beautiful looking faces and actually makes it begin to look like a modern game, you know? If you scroll down and look at the requirements, this mod actually requires the UIO User Interface Organizer. So we 100% need this mod, and we're going to go ahead and go to the files, and then we're going to click Mod Manager Download once again. Now you'll see that this mod is telling us that it requires the New Vegas script extender, NVSE, which we obviously already installed because you guys have been following this video, right? Now we can click download without a care in the world. And now you can see the UIO User Interface Organizer is ready to be installed. So we're going to go ahead and enable that mod next. Now the next mod we're going to need equally as much is the mod configuration menu. Now many mods that you're going to download in the future basically have in-game menus that allow you to change settings within the mod while you're in the game. And it is so useful for personalizing different things to your taste. So I highly recommend grabbing this. Also, some quest mods actually require you have this in order to function. So let's go ahead and go over to the Files section, Mod Manager Download, and then obviously just go ahead and enable the mod, like so. So after you've installed those two mods, it's actually worth going ahead and starting the game again and launching it. Now it's always a good sign when it doesn't crash upon startup and you make it to the title screen, but you're also going to want to load up a save and just run around for a bit to double check that these mods are functioning and you've not just broken something in the process of installing it somehow. It's always a good habit to get into, just checking each time you install a mod or two. Because if you just install 30 mods in one go and then start playing the game for half an hour and realize there's suddenly an issue, you've got to figure out which one of those 30 mods had the issue in it, which is so much harder than just taking your time and doing it a little bit slower. Now in this section of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to patch all the bugs and potential game-breaking issues that exist in Fallout New Vegas, and also add some performance and engine tweaks too to make the game perform even better. Now this obviously sounds like a really boring thing, but trust me, if you do this, you will definitely thank me later, because there are a lot of bugs that still exist in the game, and fans have basically patched them out using a selection of different mods that I've grouped together into a selection of mods that I've linked in the bug fixing section in the description of this video and on the website. Firstly, we have New Vegas Anti-Crash. This basically just fixes tons of bugs with the engine and reduces the frequency of any game crashes happening. So if you go to Files and then go ahead and install it. There we go. And once again, we've loaded into the game with no issues, so we can go ahead and quit out again. Now the next 3 mods we can actually install together, and then there's one more mod after that that relies on the other mods. So firstly we have iStewie's AI tweaks. Now later, if you get into modding, this is actually a very useful one for customizing things personally, but for now We just want to grab it for its engine fixes and bug fixes. So go ahead and go to Files, and then download Stewie's tweaks. We don't need the other stuff yet. It requires New Vegas script extender, which we already have installed, so go ahead and download that. The next mod we're going to want to install is called JIP-LN NVSE plugin, and again, these are all linked down below in the description, but do make sure you follow this video and install them in order. Now this plugin is basically an extension to the Fallout New Vegas script extender, which we already installed. It adds 900 new function, which many other mods do rely on. And it also has more engine bug fixes and tweaks as well, even restoring several broken game features. So let's go ahead and install this as well. Also requiring the script extender, which obviously we already have. And finally, we have Yukichiga's unofficial patch, or YUP for short. Now this is basically an unofficial fan-made patch that patches all of the bugs that were never fixed by the original game creators. There's so much stuff that's going on in this mod, I can't even list it all, but it's just a comprehensive patch of the entire game. Now if you go to Files, there are multiple language versions. I'm just going to download the English one, but you'll notice that it says the base game and all DLCs. So obviously if you don't have the downloadable content for Fallout New Vegas, which is included in the Game of the Year edition, you're not going to want to download this mod. You can buy the Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition for £15 currently, though usually it's on sale way cheaper than this, so I wouldn't buy it for this price. Maybe I'll link in the description a cheaper place to buy it. Or alternatively, if you just have the base Fallout New Vegas game, you'll also need the Lonesome Road DLC, the Old World Blues DLC, Honest Hearts DLC, and Dead Money. So now you've got all the DLC, just go ahead and download this with Mod Manager. I thought it was worth mentioning because not everyone has played Fallout New Vegas before. Now, before we install the final mod, we're going to go ahead and install the mods we just downloaded. So starting out with Stewie's tweaks, click on Enable. Then you're going to install the JIP-LN NVSE plugin, which is just here. And then finally we have the Yukichagi unofficial patch, which we can go ahead and enable next to install. You'll probably get a notification at the top here that says the mod unofficial patch YUP base game and all DLC contains multiple plugins. Just say enable all, like so. You can actually go to the plugins section just here and you can see that those plugins are enabled. Now we've installed everything we need so far, but now before you go any further, you're going to want to start up the game and just double check it works again. So as you guys can see, the game is still working perfectly, and now we can go ahead and once again back out of it to download the final mod patch. This patch is also linked below and it's called the Unofficial Patch Plus. Now, before you install this patch, you need to install the other 3 bug fixing patches because this patch requires the other ones to actually work. And essentially what it is it's just even more patch and bug fixes that can be used alongside the YUP patch fix that we already installed. These two guys actually work together, but they just post their work separately and one requires the other. And I highly recommend using this version as well. Download the Unofficial Patch Plus. And you can see down here that it also requires all the DLC. And it also requires the JIP New Vegas plugin and the Yukichagi Unofficial Patch and the script extender, which we already installed anyway. So we can go ahead and download that. If you ever see something in addition that I've not shown in the video that you need to download, it's always worth downloading the mod author's suggested stuff or even reading the page to double check what you actually require. And now you'll see the unofficial patch has appeared just here, and we're going to go ahead and enable it to actually install it. And there we go, we are now done. So just go ahead and jump into Fallout New Vegas again and test it. And then we just have the final mods to install. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please do leave a like. So the next mod we're going to be downloading, also linked below, is called Johnny Guitar NVSE. Now this is basically just a script extender. I mean, the description is literally just a meme, but it's a script extender that you really need for some other mods that we're going to be installing as part of our mod list in the next video. Like dynamic crosshairs, hit markers, visual objectives, a mod that adds sprinting into the game and a weapon hot wheel, and bullet time. So just go ahead and click on Files and then install with Nexus Mod Manager like so. Next, we're going to be grabbing New Vegas Heap Replacer. This is basically a library that replaces the in-game heap with a faster, more optimized version. So it decreases load times, removes stutter, and improves your frame rate once again. Go to the File section and you want to install the NVHR-AVX2 version. So just download it with the mod manager. Then we have the Fallout mod limit fix. So this plugin fixes the Fallout New Vegas mod limit bug and it allows a maximum of 255 plugins to be loaded. So it's essential for our mod list. And also if you want to mod beyond our mod list as well. So go ahead and install Johnny Guitar. There won't be any conflicts there. And then install the New Vegas Heap Replacer. There also won't be any conflicts there either. And then next we're going to install the Fallout New Vegas mod limit fix. Let's go ahead and enable that. Now later on, if you do get any conflicts with this mod, make sure you always load it before. So now load up the game and play it for an hour and check you don't get any lag or crashes. And then we can start modding Fallout New Vegas with high resolution textures, animation improvements, new weapons, UI improvements, quest mods, and much more. I've already posted a quick guide on installing an ENB mod as well, which improves the graphics instantly. I'll link that guide below. But there is still an installation order to follow that you can find on our website linked below. If you guys really want, we can also post another video guide on how to install our entire mod list, which I'll link below. But really, if you install mods individually and then you load the game and play for a while, each time you will not encounter many issues. And if you do, you will know exactly which mod the issue is with. But the idea behind our mod list is that we've already tested it completely so you guys can install it in order and probably not have any issues with it. I really do hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, I'd appreciate a like for the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to follow our future series on Fallout New Vegas, make sure you subscribe with the bell icon too. This channel is all about modding games and roleplay game guides in general. So thank you so much for watching, me ESO, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day and goodbye.